Anthropic says its newest AI model, named Claude Mythos Preview, is too powerful and dangerous to be released to public. So Mythos excels at identifying weaknesses and security flaws in software, which hackers could use in cyber attacks.
Obviously, capabilities in a model like this could do harm if in the wrong hands. And so we won't be releasing this model widely.
All right, joining us now is tech journalist Jacob Ward. Hey, Jacob. All right, this really has me intrigued. Can you give us more details on how this Mythos works and why Anthropic is not releasing it widely to the public? Now I really want to see it and know what's going on.
Hey, Juliet. Yeah, I think this is part warning, part marketing, right? This is a company
Sure.
drawing incredible attention to itself through this announcement. Project Mythos, as I understand it, is it's just a new model, right? It could write knock-knock jokes for you if you wanted to, but what the company says it can also do is basically find security vulnerabilities in more or less any software system you throw it at. It makes it a hacker's dream device, and that's why the company says it is not releasing it to the public. The weird part here, Juliet, is that it is releasing it to 40 other companies and giving them a chance to test its vulnerability, the vulnerabilities that it makes possible. And so this rhetoric that Anthropic is coming out with saying we're not going to release this isn't quite accurate because, in fact, they're giving it to all their peers, Juliet.
Okay, so how significant is this AI development?
Well, it's a big one, right? In theory, we have talked about in the past, the possibility that a project like this could run wild. And in this case, the security researchers say that, in fact, they have already seen it escape the sandbox that they tried to build for it. In fact, one of them supposedly only discovered that this thing had gotten loose when it began emailing him while he was eating lunch in the park. So this is a system that absolutely has slipped its bonds already, the company says, and as a result poses a threat not just to Anthropic, but to all of us. Any kind of hospital system or banking system that a system like this would amplify the powers of a hacker over, suddenly it looks like all of us could be in some sort of danger here, Juliet.
So to help address AI cybersecurity concerns, Anthropic has announced Project Glasswing. So what is this initiative?
Well, this is that consortium of other companies. Essentially what Anthropic is saying is we're going to give this to other companies, let them look at whether or not they can figure out the level of national security implications here, the cybersecurity implications here. The weird part, Juliet, is that when I look at how those companies are then talking about it with their customers, they're not talking about it like it's a civilization level threat. They're talking about it like it's a fancy airline lounge that has launched, right? The rhetoric that you see from companies has to do with, look how exciting this is, and we are committed to providing you with frontier models. Look how cool that will be. And so what you have here isn't, the kind of thing that we did as a country after, let's say, bird flu, where suddenly the United States established a whole set of rules about dangerous experimentation in which the federal government had to oversee it. None of that is happening here. Instead, you have Anthropic running with this thing, and they're, to their credit, withholding it from the public for the moment, but they're sharing it with all of these other companies, and it's those companies who, again, make the money off these systems that are going to determine how dangerous it is, Juliet.
Yeah, well said. And, there's one thing to have good marketing, but we're talking about cybersecurity should be first and foremost in all of this. All right, Jacob Ward. Jacob, thanks so much.
Appreciate it.